All right. Good morning out there. Let's make sure everything is going smoothly. Checking one, two. Checking one, two. We're good. We're good to go. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. It's a bit early on a Tuesday. Notice I'm not wearing my Monday hat. I'm wearing the hat I got from my boy John out in Houston, who has the small town bookseller. Uh, and you should go watch his show. John's cool. He is for a band geek. Anyway, today, long weekend. I've been out since like Thursday, and yesterday was Memorial Day. Salute. Uh, and I had about nine. Actually, I think I got 10 sales. I'm waiting for somebody to pay for one. So, had a good handful of sales on some decent stuff while I was out. And that's what we're going to go over today. Starting a little early because I got work to catch up on, and you got work to catch up on, and you should be sitting down and probably not watching the stream, but that's okay. You're watching the stream anyway, or not because nobody's watching right now. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. So we're going to go over what sold. Do I have any finds? I've got some. I'll cover a few finds I got over the past, I guess, week or so that I haven't talked about much. Somebody has a new message. Oh yeah, that somebody sent me a message and it was just a period. Okay, dude. Anyway, let's go hit that button and let's get on some stuff that's sold. All right, low to high here. Okay. First off, been sitting on this guy a while. There he is. This is one of the more modern He-Man figures. This is a Power Attack Skeletor. I think he originally came with a motorcycle type vehicle. I think I even may have another one sitting around somewhere. Anyway, this one went for $650. Been sitting on them a long time. So good thing is, action figure. I actually like make my like. I probably paid $1 for them at most, or got them in a bag full of stuff. And so getting my money back out of him, I guess. So I know not to grab this guy unless he's in a big bag full of stuff. But Masters of the Universe, your old He-Man style figures, there's a bunch out there, even modern stuff. There's been like a sort of a modern trend for collectors of several different lines being made like them, and they sell. I've sold a couple like that were Mortal Kombat figures for like in the $10 to $15 range over the past couple months. So that's what you grab there. All right, that was the low. Next up, bunch of books, lots of books this weekend, and we'll jump into that after I show these pair of like Temu Dragonfly hair clips, bobby pins. That these went for I think $9 total. I picked a big batch of them for really cheap off of Temu before like some things hit, and I may have to go back and get some more because these have been pretty consistent sellers. I'm selling one pack of these every couple weeks, I guess. So it was well worth the investment. I've got like 4 left, so I'm gonna see if I get some more of those. All right, next books. Those books and those books. Where's the? Very good. All the way top to bottom. Okay. We're gonna go here, and then that one. $8 book. The Life of Washington paperback. This is a consistent seller in the $8-ish range. So this is one of those that don't pay more than 50 cents for it, I guess. And you should come out pretty good. So that's The Life of Washington by Mason Weems. There actually might be older versions of this book that do a little bit better. But this is one of those, like, if you wind up with a big stack of books for stupid cheap, it's worth selling. If you get it for a quarter, 50 cents, maybe it's worth selling in really good condition. But other than that, I don't know that I would pick this up again unless I got it stupid cheap. So that's one of those situations you only make money if you only get it almost free. Next up, I got this in a estate sale over the spring. They came to Baghdad by Agatha Christie. This is a red badge detective version of that novel. This went for $10. Old Agatha Christie hardcovers are pretty much the only ones that sell pre-war, maybe even a little bit after that way. Maybe if it has a nice dust jacket or is in a certain nice in a specific series, it might resell. But your standard Agatha Christie paperbacks aren't going to resell on eBay for a whole lot. Maybe if they're lotted up. I think I even tried that one time and it didn't work. So, but I got this like in a bundle at an estate sale or something. I think I filled a box up for 10, $20 or something and this was in there. And so, I'll be coming out ahead on that one. Next up, thought this one was going to go for a little bit more. This is A Concise History of Russian Art. This went for 15. I think I saw some of these going for like the $20 to $30 range, but this one's a little bit rougher than some of those. Still has a dust jacket, still very readable and in good shape. Art books, you gotta look them up. Sometimes there was several in this series, and this one was the only one worth selling. I think maybe if they had made their way over to the Last Chance Goodwill for a quarter a piece, I would have picked the other ones up in this series and maybe tried to sell them as a lot. But picking them up for $2 a piece wasn't worth it. But this one was. So this one went for $15. All right, next is this pair of books. These are 1890s B.W. Johnson Commentary for the People for Book of John and the Book of Hebrews, Gospel of John and the Book of Hebrews. And yeah, these are 1890s Bible commentaries. Went for $18 for the pair. 15 is better than 0. Yes, hourly. Yes, it is. But these went. I've been sitting on these for a while. I think I may have even got them last summer. But I can't. It's really hard for me to pass up late 1800s, early 1900s books for $2 a piece or less, particularly if they're Bible commentaries. These books have long tails. You have to be willing to sit on stuff. But this pair sold for $18. I'm still an advocate of buying pre-World War II books in good condition. Any book in good condition is typically going to be an $8 to $10 sale. If you can get them for $1 or less and they're in good shape, you can lot them up and sell them and make money at minimum $3 to $5 a book. I actually have a couple stacks I need to get listed. But I'm a big advocate that old books still sell, but you got to get them inexpensively enough for it to work. And there's ways to sell them that aren't just, hey, here's one book. There's people buy them for decorations. People buy them for various other reasons than just to read them. They buy them because they look good. So that's why you can sell lots as decorative. But sometimes you run across some that are still worth a good bit of money. So there you go. Anyway, all right. Next up is this book series. I thought this was going to move a little faster too, and it didn't. Elsie Dinsmore. Now this was older. It might have. Elsie Dinsmore, 1993 collection. I've got books 3 through 12 of this series. So $9 went for $29. So this is one of those that you don't want to do individual books unless it's like the really, really old versions. But if you can get the series or most of the series all together, like if I had the whole series, that might have been a $50 sale. It's one of those where the sum is worth more. The whole is worth more than the individual books, and the individual books are a pain to get into. And like the individual books are like $6 on eBay, so it's not worth grabbing them to sell them individually. But if you can sell them as a lot, you're good. So those, that stock probably cost me $10 or less for that stack. So I'm gonna come out okay on it. Not crazy about it because it's gonna be a pain to box and ship. But that's what happens when you're in books, is you got to deal with that sometimes. Okay, time for the two good ones. Got these at a. If you heard my last video, which like only like 30 people did, it probably was one of the more informative ones I gave on what you do at church yard sales. And what I did at church yard sales, I found the pastor. And the pastor and I asked the pastor, you got any books that you want to sell or do you have in your library that you want to sell? And the wheels started turning in her head, like, we didn't think of that. And she said, I've got my own books. There's some of my books I'm willing to sell, but we'd have to get, and I haven't heard back from them. I probably won't. But she's going to have to go to like the elders or the board or whoever to discuss selling the books out of their library. And so, but it got the wheels turning, and she brought me back to her and says, I've got this batch of books. I don't need anymore. I'll sell these. And this was one of them. This is the Jerusalem Bible in a nice slipcover. This went for $34. This is 1966 first edition slipcover. Real neat find. So that was and that was a pretty good one. I think I've sold one book already out of that find, and then this is probably the big one out of that batch. I sold a nice like a nice leather bound Bible out of that find already, and I sold that one, and then this one. So it really put me over the top. This is an NIV Cambridge Study Edition Bible. I've never seen something like this before, but this went for $50, and this was a binder. So I don't know, so you can like take pages out or something. I don't know. And it has like wide margins, so you can make notes and something like that. So it was real curious, and it goes along. If you find a Bible that's different in some. And I'm not going to say like translationally different, but like functionally different, you probably have something you can flip. So, and that's what this is. This is reference, concordance, wide margin, study edition, loose leaf edition, clean copy, no markings. So just a real neat find. And all these sold with these two things sold within 2 weeks, less than a month. Let's call it less than a month. So. There you go. So anyway, so that's my sales. That's what I got to get wrapped up. A handful of things that I found. One of my local thrift stores. I've grabbed these before and flipped them. Model rockets for like $2 or $3 a piece. Lock those up. I got a fair size stack of I Survived books. I gotta push some of these a little harder. I got a couple of big stacks of these, and homeschool families really do like these for their kids to read. And so I need to get a little pushier on getting some of these moved out. What else is in here? Star Wars: Heir to the Empire. This one may not sell by itself. The hardcovers tend to do decently on this for this series by Timothy Zahn. Which, by the way, this is great. This is a great series, but I can't pass these up when I see them in really good shape. So those, and then that for my wife. More religion-related stuff. This is like a series of Bible study books on Jesus. What is this? It's like the "Who Do You Say That I Am" series. So. Real interesting. There's 3 or 4 of these. There may be a few more of these that in the series that I snagged. It looks like these lot up for $5 a piece or whatever, maybe a little bit less. What do we got? Choose your own adventure books. Pick these up 50 cents for or less and lot them up if you don't find, but some of these are worth a little bit more if you find the right copies, but at minimum you can get $3 to $5 a piece in a lot. Maybe a little bit less, but not necessarily in a lot. So I grab these whenever I see them for 50 cents a piece or less. Let's see. Haven't even looked this one up yet, but it was $1. So the Wisdom Bible, real nice leather bound copy. So this Old Testament? No, it's just small print. Okay. Anyway, nice Bible, nice leather cover, unmarked in, worth picking up. All right. What's in this bag? A couple more things. All right. Okay. This is the one thing. All right, is this JCPenney? Yeah. Okay. I had an annoyance a few months ago at my local Goodwill because they had a bunch of these similar shirts to this, but they're like $8 a piece, and they would have been well worth grabbing it in the $2 to $3 range. But at $8, I almost wouldn't, because clothing has such a long tail. I don't grab it. But this one is Last Chance Goodwill, and this is an old J.C. Penney brand shirt. It's not flannel, but it's clean flannel, and so this is like a $15 to $20 shirt, maybe a little bit less. Minimum, I'm going to get $10 for it. It was only a quarter. It was a quarter, like maybe it was a buck there. But like I said, it's J.C. Penney branded shirts, vintage clothing. Still moves. Probably always will, to one degree or another, if it's in good shape. There's clothing from my past. I'm like, man, if I could get those shirts, or like a stack of those shirts, I'd be set. But I wore them out before. I guess I'd wear them out again. Anyway, so that's why I sold. That's a few things that I found, and that's time to get for all of us to get back to work. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me. You got any opinions, ideas, snide remarks, or anything of that sort? Let me know. 2 of you just jumped on, and we're done. So you got 30 seconds to say something while I drink this coffee. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. Okay. And we're getting out of here. Y'all, later. Bye, early flipper. Y'all be good. I'll catch y'all next time. Let's get it done.